Okay, gang, welcome back to episode 6. Very exciting. Let's get this party started. I'm just absolutely thrilled. I don't know what to say. My fan base is like up to 10 people. Yes. No, all kidding aside, people have been subscribing, positively impacted by the show. So super excited. Thank you so much, gang, from the bottom of my heart for watching Dina 6 TV. Let's talk, baby, let's talk. So let's jump right into it. When I tell you how many times people have asked me through the years, and just like 3 days ago, this young dude going down into the metro, into the LA metro. First of all, Sally Jessy Raphael is not going down into the pit of doom to the LA metro system. I guarantee you that. But you can see his face. He's like, oh my God, are you the young dude? Are you the TV host? And I'm like, no. Second of all, Sally Jessy Raphael is 84 years old, okay? Not distant Sally Jessy Raphael, but she's 84 years old. Yeah, her show aired October 17th, 1983, and the final episode was 2002. 19 seasons, 3,820 episodes. She won Daytime Emmy Awards. I'm going to show you a couple clips of the show.
You get married?
No, we wanted to, though.
You want to get married. Did you want to have a baby?
Yes, we did.
So you just said that you were going to live together for your whole life and you might as well start having a family, right?
Yep.
How do you feel about being in jail, Jeremy? Dina says she is only attracted to gay men. So you're not the only one, Anne-Marie. In fact, there may be an awful lot of women out there who feel the way Angelina feels. The question is, what is it about them that makes you attracted to them?
Rocking on Sally Jessy Raphael. So no, I'm not Sally Jessy Raphael. All right, so what's next? Music. I have such an exciting artist for you this week. His name is Amman Jordan. We work together. And this cat is so talented. He just dropped his visual EP like 2 weeks ago, and he let me showcase his work. So you're in for a real treat.
Yeah. Either I just don't feel it or I feel too much. Been constantly dealing with who can I trust. Love to find love, but I settle for lust. So tell me what we should discuss. My dad was an addict who played the guitar. It taught me that music can tear you apart. Red eyes and tissues, he broke mama's heart. So yeah, I got issues, but where should I start? Can your high get, yeah. When good ain't really good, yeah, I don't know what they really talking about. What they talking about, cause the only way to get by. We can drop it in the gas. Load this bitch and drive it, we can take it to the fast. Attitude adjustment, I got roaches in the ashtray. We don't need no diamonds, we shine in the freeway. As long as you're with me, don't worry about a thing now. Ooh, good vibration. Ooh, good vibration. Ooh, good vibration. we just keep on driving, head east down these desert highways.
I loved it. Thank you, Iman, for letting me showcase your work this week. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful music. So yes, that's fantastic. I wanted to talk about films. Now, we talked about last week the group WIMP, Women in Motion Pictures, WIMP. When it's the most powerful group. I receive these emails each week, and I go through the emails and see if there's any jobs I can get, you know, what's out there, who's out there for the week. And I ran across this Stephanie Kelley. She's got a YouTube page. She had a podcast. She's a filmmaker. She's got a production company, and she made this short, and I loved it. It's called 65 Degrees, and it's a thriller comedy. But I said, let me check it out. You know, we have to support each other. That's what the whole group is about, is supporting fellow women filmmakers and designers, and it runs the gamut, as I said last week. And I also said, girls, if you want to join WIMP, just go down to the message box in YouTube and, you know, send me a message and I'll send you the link, and I guarantee that you'll love it. It's a great network, Women in Motion Pictures. But this Stephanie Kelley was on there. So I contacted her. I sent her an email, and after I saw the film, I mean, it was so good. It's not easy to make a good story in 5 minutes, beginning, middle, and end. I mean, it's a fantastic little piece. So I emailed her, and she was like, wow, I would love for you to showcase my film, 65 Degrees, on Dina 6 TV. So there we had it. And I'm going to show you a clip of her movie. And if you can't relate to this, I was dying laughing. It's a thriller comedy. It's such a wonderful satire, and it's so funny. I could relate to the story. I'll give you a chance to watch it. I'm going to put a little clip, and then I'm going to put the description box. And then I'm going to run it during the week, in addition to Dina 6 TV, short film of the week. So you'll get an opportunity to watch that during the week if you don't have time now. And her name's Stephanie Kelley, and it's called 65 Degrees.
Self-important brat. Might as well flush money right down the toilet. She was raised this way. Her father voted for Clinton, for fuck's sake. Should have seen this coming.
You rock, Stephanie Kelley. Oh, shout out to the Los Angeles Public Library. They have the best library. Rocks! Free movies galore. Canopy is one of the sites. I just love it. I fell down the rabbit hole. One movie I watched is This Changes Everything. Documentaries. I love the documentaries. This Changes Everything. And then Half the Picture. And it was a film about the reality of women in film. And look, I could talk forever about the real negative realities of women in film, but I'm staying positive, and that's part of the reason why I started this show. It's just to get out there and make content, to break that celluloid ceiling and just say, hello, I'm a filmmaker, you know, I'm part of your community, fellas, even if I don't work within a studio system. And there's so many talented women. Also, girls out there who are interested in editing, trust me, in the beginning, there was only women editors. Dive in, it's a wonderful. I edit all my own work only because I'm a one-woman show. You know, I would love to be able to pay somebody else to edit.
Today, the film industry is widely regarded as a male-dominated industry.
And here are the all-male nominees.
However, it wasn't always that way. In 1926, the Los Angeles Times wrote that one of the most important positions in the motion picture industry is held almost entirely by women. Many young women were hired as film patchers and negative cutters because the tedious process of cutting and taping together film strips was similar to sewing. Even though this was considered menial labor, women found a way to bring creativity to their work. Margaret Booth would stay late in the editing room, experimenting with unused footage. She discovered that using a close-up to punctuate a scene could create an increased emotional impact.
Lord, much as I desire to live, I'm not afraid to die. Since I first sailed on the Bounty over 4 years ago, I've known how men can be made to suffer worse things than death.
Booth's innovative ideas impressed MGM's head of production, who coined the term film editor to describe her position.
Don't get discouraged if you're a female filmmaker and you're an editor. You know, break that celluloid ceiling and get out there and make your own content. And that's what I'm doing. And there's so many of us out there, but this movie, this changes everything. Just opened my eyes. Even I, am programmed to think that having 17% of women in anything is good, is okay, when it's not. And it kind of like shook me up and cracked my noggin too. We all have these subconscious thoughts about how the world runs, because we're programmed over and over and over again. But I'm here to tell you, I'm deprogrammed, and I'm gonna work on it hard to remember that we are equal and 50-50. We rock, women rock. Not very funny, but I wanted to talk about it. This changes everything. It will change your mind. And it talks about how in the film industry, there's no HR department in the film industry, folks. Wonderful female directors that are not given opportunities, and they persevere. They're not complaining or whining. We're taught that we're complaining or whining if we're speaking truth in the facts. Them's the facts, folks. So breaking that celluloid ceiling, a little bit at a time. Dina 6 TV, let's talk. All right. Succession, 5 Emmy nominations. You got that right, baby. Can't wait. Episode 3 coming up. I went from my little pants to my big paper because it's a lot. It's a lot. I still have my books. I have my cards, but big paper. Blind as a bat, even with these big glasses. My Sally Jessy Raphael glass. What's next? What's next? You little cheaters. I don't think I had anybody that didn't cheat. Maybe Charles Bond's the only one. My Jeremy Mallory were the only two that might not have cheated on Can You Name This Movie. A couple of people did check in and did give the name of the movie, but I'm not giving it away because they admitted they cheated, and which is cool. It's all a joke. But you cheated. Everybody cheated. With Google, you can't help yourself. But it was fun because I did get people checking in the dialogue, and I was driving people crazy with what the movie was. So that was the whole point of Can You Name This Movie? So I have another small clip of Cater Waiter Buddy, who is an actor, and he does impressions of every single person on the planet that you know.
Whoa, Doc, are you telling me you made a time machine out of a DeLorean? Well, this thing's nuclear?
No, this thing's electric. I need the nuclear fusion to create the reaction to power the car.
Hey, you get your damn hands off of her.
Hey, butthead, think McFly.
Dun.
So can you name this movie? And it's a lot easier, so you don't have to Google. Thank you, gang. Oh, okay, so I'm cheating in a way because I'm reading the Carol Burnett book, This Time Together, Laughter, but I'm doing the audio. It's a great book. It starts from when she's a young girl, and Carol Burnett is genius, improvisational. She's a fantastic writer. She's a pioneer of her time. She was the first woman to have a variety show. She was given this contract for a show that she was on, which got dropped. And her husband was her manager, and he looked on her contract, which said that she gets paid for a certain amount of episodes, whether she's on TV or not. She goes to the studio and says, here's my contract, and boom, next thing you know, Carol, we have to have people like Benny, and he named all these male characters that had shows at the time. They don't want a woman, on a variety show. She popped out her contract, and they got back to her the next day, boy, and she got her show, and they ran. 11 seasons, so she ran for 11 years. But I remember that her show so dearly, Carol Burnett and Tim Conway, and I'm going to show you a clip of Tim Conway and her.
See, this elephant had this little dwarf trainer, and just used to put a little ballerina skirt on that elephant. Kind of go around in a circle and go, woo, like that. That's why I thought it was so laughable at the time. There's a rumor going around the circus that that dwarf and the elephant were lovers.
They would bust out laughing because they were so funny amongst themselves. And they had a reputation for, breaking character, breaking the wall and laughing. And she was like, guilty as charged. So Carol Burnett, thank you so much for being a pioneer and paving the way for women like me and other women who like some comedy, trying to be funny, just fantastic, just fantastic. All right, what else do we have? Oh, okay, so just never watched horror films. And I'm thinking, what is it that made me so afraid of horror films? Because most of them aren't scary now that I actually watching them. There are some like, Carrie, the time, I actually did manage to see Carrie, but my dislike for horror films started at The Blob, baby, The Blob, 1958. My Aunt Tammy was babysitting me. I don't even know how old I was, and I don't even have a good memory, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I could have been 6 or 7 years old. She was babysitting me, and we were laying on the couch, and she fell asleep, and she left The Blob on. She left me sitting there. I was like paralyzed, like this, watching. I was this way. I was sideways, watching The Blob. Freaked out, so I'm like, it was The Blob. I just watched it. I watched The Blob. Turns out The Blob is like this cult phenomenon. It had 3 remakes.
It's kind of like a mass that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Every one of you watching this screen, look out. Because soon, very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into this theater.
The Blob. You never saw The Blob. I mean, I think you saw it 3 times. Jane, the girlfriend, was scarier than The Blob. She's like this. My name is Jane. Just Jane. I'm like, Jane freaks me out more than The Blob. You gotta check it out. Watch The Blob, 1958. Jane. Just call me Jane. Just Jane. And Steve McQueen's in it. I'm like, Steve McQueen, my hunk of burning love, is in The Blob? So, of course, he was Hot Rodder, so that was cute. In the beginning, it started as a Hot Rodder. I don't want to give the whole movie away. I'm trying not to be a spoiler. In 2020, they're going to have another remake of The Blob because it ends open-ended. So it's a perfect way to do Blob 2. So Aunt Tam, she's the best. Oh, it was in the drive-in days, too, which I have such a fond memory of the drive-in. They should bring the drive-in back. Oh, and they call the movie gooey greatness. Very few horror movies that I watched, but Carrie, and you had to watch The Exorcist. I went to the movies to see The Exorcist. I'm like, and even the Jaws ruined it for me, for the water. I never wanted to go in the ocean again. I'm like, why do I want to watch these movies that are gonna like scare me out of doing shit for the rest of my life? And then again, My Name is Jane, Just Jane. I think he called her Janie Girl, and then she's the freak. My Name is Jane. Just Jane. Blob. It ruined it. There's another group that I went on Tuesday night. It's every other Tuesday. It's at the Station House. It's run by 2 very successful, filmmaker, actor. They're in plays galore, many years. Gareth Williams and Bjorn Johnson. And they have this amazing group. It's a reading group. And so I went last Tuesday. Loved it. Yeah, Susie and Virginia turned me on to it through my group on Monday. They featured this 90-year-old woman who is still absolutely gorgeous, okay? They paid homage to Norma Campbell. She's 90 years old, still rocking it. She just did her memoirs on the book called Beyond Burlesque. She read a portion of it, and she's been reading a portion of it every week. And it was fantastic. She was a burlesque. She was a showgirl. She's still acting. They ran a couple of movies, shorts that she was in. She was phenomenal. There was one horror that was so good. So I'm not dissing Sally Jessy Raphael, you know. Here is this woman, Norma Campbell, that's 90 years old, and she's still rocking it. She's still rocking it. And her book is Beyond Burlesque. Fantastic. LA rocks. I'm just absolutely in love with this town this time. It's amazing what'll happen when you change a little attitude. I did watch The Ugly Dolls. Came out in 2019. $63 million gross international. Kelly Clarkson wrote a song. I love me some Kelly Clarkson. I'm broken and I'm beautiful. Do I sound like her? Thank you for the recommendation. I watched it twice. Let me see. Time's up. I think that's it for today, folks. I hope you enjoy all the great talent. Please subscribe. If you have any work that you want showcased on Dina 6 TV, send it to me. Answer in the description box. I'll get back to you. Thank you so much, gang. Really. Thank you so much, gang. That's it for this week. And I'll see you next week. Bye.